Welcome to the Jam Show. My name's Ben Villers, and I'm a fitness trainer, DJ, and MC here in Los Angeles, California. Welcome to my show. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And for today's episode, I'm going to go over, my philosophy on personal training and how I really see personal training as being like an artist. So whether it's an artist of drawing or painting or a musician or any other artist of their craft, because the way you do the personal training is totally going to be your style. I get asked this a lot. I get asked, what do I do to stand out in a very crowded market? How do I get clients in a market where there's a lot of trainers? And I kind of just really think of it as I've just molded my own technique and style and how I see personal training. So, like, for example, everyone has their own experiences and visions and perspective on how to get the result done or whatever the goal is for the client. So, someone has a goal that they want to accomplish, but there's multiple ways of getting to the end result. And each trainer is going to come up with their own way of doing that. When you try and correct somebody, sometimes they can be welcoming to some criticism or some advice, or some people won't take it, right? Because everyone does it their own way, right? And by really owning this can really take you to the next level, because then you're not really in the business of comparing yourself to others. You're just focused on being the best version of yourself. And when you're really actually diving deep into your work and not worrying about anyone else and just really locking in, you just develop your own style. Just as if, when people ask, why do you like this music, or why do you like this painting, or why does someone go to this trainer? It's just based on preference, right? I like this picture that this person made because of the way they do it. Or I like this genre of music, and why do I like this song? I've heard a million rap songs in my life, but I like this song. I think this is a song, or this is my favorite song, right? There's a lot of musicians, and there's a lot of, painters, and there's a lot of everything out there, but you can't be worried about, there being a lot of them. You just have to do what you enjoy doing and then focusing on taking it to the next level, right? You have your own vision, you have your own experiences, right? The thing is what gets to the end result, which is like your craft. It's going to come down to what you've experienced in your life, which is completely different from what I've experienced. So bottling that up and owning it as how you're selling yourself to other people. This is what's going to make you different. And that's the key. If you're like every other trainer, then it's going to be hard for you to get clients. For myself, I just feel like, I've been doing this type of work for so long that I have a unique experience that a lot of people don't have. And I've owned that. And this gives me a position of leverage, because I feel like I have what people want and need. And this is a really great position to be in. Part of what gets you to being at that level is being consistent. So spending a lot of time. So if you're just getting started, or you're in your medium amount of time, it's going to be hard for you to own up whatever it is that you're doing. But over time, as you get more confident, that's going to help you really own up your brand, because you're going to want to really brand this. I think one of the best plays that I've made is I branded this whole thing together, which allows me to push it, right? And create my own identity, right? So I'm not like just my name. fitness, right? I'm like a separate identity from my name that no one else has, right? Like Jammin Fitness is trademarked. The way I talk about it, the way I explain things, my philosophies are they're all pieces from different experiences I've had over the years, which makes it pretty hard to duplicate my style at all. So I'm told that the way I do things is different all the time. So I'm really sure that I can teach you and others new things all the time, even if you've worked with a trainer. Even if you have worked with a trainer, I believe that I could still teach you things differently because I have my own style, right? Um, when you're in this business of creating your own lane, right, and standing out and being unique, so that people just simply choose you and want to be around you and retain, right? It's going to come down to always trying to learn more, trying to learn more advanced information, because everyone has like those basics, but then what also separates you is like what interests you and what advanced information that you want to learn and that you dive deeper into, because that's going to be completely different than everyone else, right? And this is going to be another way that separates your style and your taste is what is your interest, what are your hobbies, what do you like to dive deeper into, what specific niches of fitness do you like to focus on and get really good and push that. So you're a trainer, but you're a niche and a focus in this, and you love to do this, right? That's going to be very different from me. We're both trainers, but we're both doing very different things, as in what our styles are and where we've gotten our experience and how we like to use it to get essentially the same result. Your client wants to lose weight, and my client and that client my client wants to lose weight. The end goal is going to be the same, but how we get there is going to be completely different. And that's going to stem from your advanced learning. What methods are you using to lose weight? Because there's more than one way to do that, right? um, Being confident and being bold so that you can own up your own lane. So again, so that people just choose you, just like they listen to their song, right? Or follow their content. Um, you know, in the end, when it comes down to being a trainer, it's really about owning it and really playing the long game. If you're just doing this part time, that's cool, not a big deal. But I feel like this information could be transferred into a bunch of different other categories of starting your own business. Just don't worry about the competition or there being many of this particular thing. Just focus on being really good at what you do. And how you stand out will come naturally. That question, I hate when people ask that question. You just keep focusing on you and how the best version of you, and keep being authentic in your studies and how you learn and your experience. And that's going to really mold into your brand, because we're also getting a lot of information from other people and other things as well. Let's not act like we're all reinventing the wheel, but those copy and paste bits come from a variety of your own style, which ends up owning it to your own form of brand as well. So what people are you researching? What books are you reading? What things are you viewing? What work are you doing that is authentic, that adds up into your overall brand, right? That's how you can really take this. But overall, I see myself as an artist, just doing things my way. And I think that's what's really helped me in being, relatively successful in doing this business, not needing to look for other forms of work at this time, or thinking I'm going to need to in the near future. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And until next time, folks, have a great rest of your day. Take care.